Welcome into the Sequoia football pregame show. My name's Britton Ross. I'm joined with head coach Rob Gilbreath. How are we doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yep. So we're going to talk a little bit about Manford. 32-22 loss last week. Just what were your general thoughts on the game?
Well, they couldn't stop us, and we couldn't stop them, and we stopped ourselves a couple of times, shot ourselves in the foot, and that was the difference in the ball game.
Your defense allowed over 400 rushing yards. What's got to change this week headed into Venita?
We got to do what we're coached to do. And of course, we didn't work on a game plan that would give up 400 yards on defense, and our players, some of them thought that they needed to do their own thing, and they didn't do what the coaches told them, and it showed.
Your offense has given the ball up 8 times in 3 games, but a couple of them just really bad bounces on some interceptions and some really just heads-up plays by the opponent's defense. How do you navigate some of those unlucky plays?
Well, you just got to have luck on your side. You know, the ball will start bouncing our way soon, so that's what we keep preaching.
And there have been a few good things to build on. You guys had 163 rushing yards, which is over 4 yards a carry. Jake had a career high in passing yards, and then Luke had a couple of breakout runs. So how do you guys build on the good things that came out of last week?
Well, like I said before, I think we did pretty well on the offensive side of the ball. We had enough good things to win the game. It was our defense that didn't play very good at times. You know, we did get a couple of stops, but not very many.
Obviously, this is the second road game of the year. They won the first one? How does going on the road maybe kind of help just kind of clear the mind, I guess, on the bus ride over?
Well, I guess it depends on how they handle the bus ride over. Whether they can use it to meditate or they can use it to jack around. So hopefully we'll do the meditating part and get ready for the game.
What have you changed in practice this week headed into Venita?
I think we're coaching with a little more intensity this week, trying to make sure that we hammer in the importance of knowing what our assignment is and correcting them when they don't do it right. So I think that's been the major change that I've seen this week in practice on both sides of the ball.
With this being the first district game, how does that does anything change on that regard, or is it more just like the opponent is the opponent each week?
Oh no, we preach the first 3 games are warm-up games, getting ready for this one, and 1 week at a time, and hopefully we can continue to win the week each and every week. You know, district play determines your ranking in the playoffs. It determines your positioning. And it determines whether you even make the playoffs. So hopefully we've powered that home enough this week that they realize the importance of it.
Last year throughout the season, it seemed like there was just as we got into district play and then at kind of every couple of games, there would maybe be a few new plays here and there, but especially once the district games started, it felt like the offense was just a little bit different, a little bit more coherent maybe. Has there been anything on that front?
Well, each weekend we come together as a staff and we determine what running plays will work and what running plays won't. And it kind of depends on how they're going to line up to our sets, and we come up with an even front offense and an odd front offense to prepare for both different scenarios that we can see up front, and we try to add a few wrinkles each and every week. Yes.
Awesome. Stick around because whenever we come back, Jake Gilbreath is going to be joining us here in the studio.
When pain slows you down, even the simplest movements can feel out of reach. But you don't have to go through it alone. At Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, we provide the results you want and the care you deserve. From diagnosis to recovery, our specialists offer advanced treatment and personalized care so you can heal and get back to what moves you. Because life keeps moving, and we'll keep you moving with it every step of the way. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
Welcome back to the show. I'm now joined with quarterback and linebacker Jake Gilbreath. Thanks for joining us. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So we're going to talk about Manford first. Well, I mean, it was a 32-22 loss. So just kind of what were your thoughts on the game?
We made mistakes. As a team, I think we could have done better. less penalties. I don't know how many penalties we had, but it was quite a lot. And so if we work together as a team, that we could accomplish like our struggles.
And back-to-back weeks with just unlucky interceptions, a couple of just bad bounces. How do you, as a quarterback, how do you kind of help just rally your team just about forgetting some of those mistakes?
I do that in the huddle. Once we get in the huddle, everybody's like, gosh, dang it. And I mean, we come together and I'd be like, hey, let's go. We're on a drive. Let's put it in the end zone.
And last week, you guys threw it around more than you normally do. Was that a part of the plan or just due to the situation?
One drive, we passed a lot because we were down and we said, okay, we got to pass the ball. We did our 2-minute offense I spiked the ball. And that's because we wanted to stop the clock. We wanted to get as many touchdowns as we could to try to catch back up. And so, yeah.
And then you actually threw for a new career high in passing yards. I don't know if you knew that or not, but how were you feeling out there?
I was feeling good. I mean, I had 3 interceptions. I was kind of down on the interceptions, but then I was like, oh, well, I mean, I threw an interception. Let's not let it happen next time.
Mm-hmm. And now against Venita this week, district game. So now they actually start having some meaning. What has practice been like this week?
It's been a lot more challenging. We've been out there till like 5 o'clock every day, and Tackle Tuesday, we made sure our tackling was on point, and it's just been a lot more strict conditioning. And he's been yelling just because he's like, hey, it's district game. We can't have that in pass scale, can't have an interception and stuff like that.
And the Hornets are 0-3, but they've been playing up. They've been playing 4A teams. How does that kind of how do you guys determine how good or not good they might be? Because it's so hard to tell when they're playing up every week.
Yeah. We take for granted, or we don't take it for granted that they're 0-3 because 2 years ago they were 0-3 and they came over here and they beat us, and that kicked us out of a home playoff game. And so we didn't make it to playoffs because they were 0-3, came over here and beat us. And so I take it into consideration that they're able to beat us if we don't play our hardest.
And so outside of football, I know you're really big into FFA. Tell me about what's going on next week.
So next week is Tulsa State Fair, and I will show my Angus steer at Tulsa Fair. I show on Wednesday, which is in October. And so it's a lot of work, hard work. After a football game, go home, take care of my steer, no matter how beat up I am, bring him, take him outside, feed him, wash him. And so it's difficult doing those two at the same time.
Does it kind of help translate, having to take care of an animal of that, caliber, and then just the discipline that takes, does that help on the football field at all?
Oh, 100%. Hard work, dedication, it does pay off. I mean, so I'll be in the steer barn working my animal and and then go to county fair, do good with them, and then you take it. If you do good in practice, you can do good in a game.
Okay, awesome. Well, so I had to dig through some archives, and I found this. Why don't you go ahead and hold this up to this camera right here, and then walk me through what's happening in this picture.
So the student section theme was Christmas, and so I dressed up as the guy from Christmas Story in the pink suit there, the pink bunny suit. That student section was very good, and yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Whenever we come back, Coach Gilbreath will return, and we're going to talk everything Venita Hornets.
Life doesn't wait for you to slow down. When you're moving fast and something doesn't feel right, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is here to help you stay in motion. Through our combined expertise in orthopedic surgery, non-surgical medicine, and comprehensive whole patient treatment, our team has your back and every other joint too. Ready to get back out there? Visit AOOK.com and let's move forward together. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
Hey fans, get the only card that donates to your school every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $3 million statewide so far. Support your school today.
Welcome back to the show. I'm rejoined with Coach Gilbreath. We're taking on the Venita Hornets later on this evening. Go ahead and tell me about Venita.
Well, Venita, they have a dual threat quarterback in the Tanner boy. He's very fast. They run a lot of read, zone read and counter read game with a bubble, and he has the option to pull it and run it every play. And that's who we have to stop in order to stop them is the Tanner boy, number 8.
And they are 0-3, but they have been playing up a class. So how hard does that make it to kind of justify where they're at in their kind of skill set?
Well, you got to determine, and I told the boys yesterday after practice that if we played those 3 teams, we'd be 0-3 too. The thing that, because they are good 4A teams, Miami was went far in the playoffs last year. Grove is ranked in the top 10 in 4A, and Ulaga, they're a every year powerhouse. So we can't take them lightly just because their record's 0-3. They've played a lot tougher competition than we have.
Defensively, they have a 3-4 front, which usually makes it a little bit easier to run the ball. Do you expect to be able to get a little bit more of a ground game going this week?
Well, last year they showed a 3-4 all year until we played them, and then they jumped in 2s and ran a 4-4 looking defense against us. So we don't know. That's why we prepare for both each week, and we got some odd front plays that'll work and some even front plays that should work as well.
And then for the Hornets offense, whenever I watch the film, I can't figure out whatever they want to be. It looks like they get in the I formation, kind of like Kansas did, but it looks like they want to spread it out more, but they're not very good at it.
Well, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head there. They're kind of searching for an identity on offense, I believe. I think they want to be a zone spread, zone read, counter read type team. They've run some of our red set, the unbalanced stuff. They've shown some eye. The pistol and the one back stuff, I think is what they really want to do is throw the bubble, read it, throw the bubble, or run it. So,
what are you expecting them to be in most of the game on Friday?
I think they'll be in the zone stuff, to be honest with you. I think that's probably where they're the best.
And then just some of their players, they have a couple of really good players that do look really quick, but I feel like most of them, especially in the trenches, they don't look very athletic. Does that help you guys at all?
Well, on their defensive front, they're really athletic. They got 3 down linemen. They're really good. Offensive line-wise, they are huge. You're talking about 280, 290, 300. The roster didn't have their weight this week, so I couldn't tell you exactly how much they weigh, but they're big. And if they get on you, you're going to be in trouble. Hopefully we can outquick them and not allow them to get on us. So I think, go back to your question, it could be a factor in the game. But they do have more people only going one way as opposed to us having more going 2 ways. So we'll see.
Well, good luck Friday night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for hanging out with us for our Sequoia football pregame show. Stick around because the Venita Hornets and the Sequoia Eagles will kick off shortly.
Life doesn't wait for you to slow down. When you're moving fast and something doesn't feel right, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is here to help you stay in motion. Through our combined expertise in orthopedic surgery, non-surgical medicine, and comprehensive whole patient treatment, our team has your back and every other joint too. Ready to get back out there? Visit AOOK.com and let's move forward together. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
Hey Eagles fans, if you or someone you know has a business and want to advertise on our Sequoia Athletics YouTube channel, we are looking for sponsors for the 2025-26 football and basketball seasons. Last year we had over 20,000 views on our channel, and this year with your help, our goal is even higher. To get started, reach out to the contacts listed and go Eagles.
Hey fans, get the only card that donates to your school every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $3 million statewide so far. Support your school today.
I got loyalty inside my DNA.
The defense of the Eagles might have had their pride hurt a little bit last week, giving up over 400 yards on the ground against the Manford Pirates. And tonight they are looking for a bounce-back statement victory as we start district play here in the 2025 season. And it is an absolutely beautiful night for some football and a gorgeous sunset headed out toward the west side of the field here at Memorial Stadium in Venita, Oklahoma. Welcome into the booth here on the press box here at Venita. My name is Britton Ross. Alongside me, my partner, as always, Dakota Jackson. A 32-22 loss last week against Manford. What went wrong?
Well, first off, when you allow 411 yards rushing, that's really hard to win a game, especially when the opposing team doesn't even have to pass the ball.
And they didn't pass the ball at all, but Sequoia was put in positions where they were forced to. And due to that, Jake Gilbert did throw for a new career high with 94 passing yards, and this is his first year as the starting quarterback. But he also threw 3 interceptions, but one of them wasn't quite his fault, just another bad bounce. The Eagles have had a couple of bad bounces for some interceptions this season. Yeah,
it's been a little unlucky for Jake throwing it, but the fact that he got a career high last week, maybe that will put some confidence in him, airing it out a little bit more.
Well, speaking of confidence, the Eagles were starting to build some momentum as they were headed into halftime, and then Jake came out because his elbow got a little bit bloodied up, and everything just fell off the tracks.
It was a disaster of a sequence. I mean, I think there were 2 delay of game penalties, and then just couldn't get anywhere from there. And then on the kick attempt, we had our holder Mason Weeks in a cast, could not get the snap down, and went into halftime with no points on the board.
And that really just felt like it killed all of the momentum. But the Eagles got to keep looking forward. This is district now. Every game before this didn't matter. And a few of the players said this is really the start of the playoffs. This, going forward, determines the playoff seeding. So looking at Venita, they are 0-3 on the season, just like they were last year coming into this game. But like last year, they've only played 4A teams. They lost to Ulaga, Miami, and Grove, and they didn't look good doing it. I'm just going to be frank. They looked bad, but we said that last year. But it's so hard to tell how good they may or may not be because they've been playing up.
Yeah, the only difference really is this year they've actually been able to score some points, whereas last year they were completely shut out in the 3 first games.
And defensive coordinator Scott Gatzmeyer talked on being able to not overlook an opponent even if they are winless this season.
This is their first real, test as far as, they played 4A schools, their first 3 games, all historically good schools. And so I think they're telling their kids the same thing we did. Basically, hey, this is where your season starts for real.
And linebacker Wyatt Mullins also talked about how important it is to get on track for the start of this district season.
It's more of a get back for this week, trying to really prove ourselves. And we're trying to be 1-0 in district. And Coach was telling us all week that it really doesn't matter non-district games. This is playoff season. We got to lock in now, and you can't really underestimate any opponent.
The Eagles are looking for a bounce-back statement win tonight. Stick around because kickoff is next. Thanks for hanging out with us for our pregame show.
Life doesn't wait for you to slow down. When you're moving fast and something doesn't feel right, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is here to help you stay in motion. Through our combined expertise in orthopedic surgery, non-surgical medicine, and comprehensive whole patient treatment, our team has your back and every other joint too. Ready to get back out there? Visit AOOK.com and let's move forward together. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
Hey fans, get the only card that donates to your school every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $3 million statewide so far. Support your school today.
When pain slows you down, even the simplest movements can feel out of reach. But you don't have to go through it alone. At Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, we provide the results you want and the care you deserve. From diagnosis to recovery, our specialists offer advanced treatment and personalized care so you can heal and get back to what moves you. Because life keeps moving, and we'll keep you moving with it every step of the way. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
The Eagles have taken the field, and now we just wait for the Hornets as they come out on their homecoming night. And tonight, our players to watch are going to be senior quarterback for the Eagles and linebacker Jake Gilbert. He had 101 total, 104 total yards last week and 2 total TDs, including a new career high in passing yards. And for the Venita Hornets, our player to watch is going to be number 8, Trey Tanner, senior quarterback and linebacker. He was actually injured in last year's game and had to come out in the second quarter. So, Dakota, I'm very excited to see how he maybe has a little bit to prove tonight.
Yeah, especially the offense that Venita likes to run. They like to come out and throw it all over the field. The problem is the competition they face has, been a little bit too above their level, let's say. So it hasn't been very effective. So we'll see if the Eagles defense could shut them down or if he'll have a little bit more success.
The Eagles will kick off going right to left on your screen. The stadium here in Venita actually runs east-west instead of the traditional north-south. So Venita chose to receive and go westbound into the setting sun, which is a decision I was not, I didn't think that they would do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough on the quarterback, to be able to see, but it does make it easier on the receivers looking back for the ball. So maybe it's a little bit of that.
And our keys to the game, the Eagles just got to stay ahead of the sticks. The defense has to play with pride. They got hurt last week with over 400 rushing yards. They haven't won the turnover battle this season yet, and I missed what that last one was. So whatever it said. Here we go. Underway in Venita. And it is Colby Vargas on the return, trying to find a hole and brought down by Bryson Nichols, was there to clean him up. So the Hornets are going to start on offense first at the 27-yard line. Make it the 28. First and 10, Hornets. They come out with a fullback and send number 2, Zayden Nolan, in motion. Here's Trey Tanner. It's a handoff. This is one of their main running backs, Jamison Williams. And the Hornets, we talked about it in the pregame show, they've struggled to find an offensive identity. They've only scored 4 touchdowns this year, but only 2 of them were on offense. And it was in week 0 against Oologah in garbage time when Oologah was already up. I believe it was 45-7. They did get a 55-yard pick 6 on defense. Here's Williams again, wrapped up at the line and dropped for a gain of 1.
And his helmet's going to come off, so he's got to come out for a play. And I wonder, we talked about how they like to spread it out and everything, but the way the Eagles were gashed last week, Venita obviously saw that in film. So got to wonder if the game plan for the Hornets is going to be to try and run it. However, when Kansas tried to run it from the shotgun, they did not have near as much success as the power running.
3rd and 4. And it's a quick pass out to Ty Purcell, and it's caught. And I don't think he got anything on that. Maybe a yard.
Yeah, Townsend did a great job coming up, not letting him get any yards after the catch. So a good job for the Eagles to force the early 3 and out.
Mason Weeks is back deep for the Eagles, and he is now out of his cast. He is still wearing a brace just for a little extra protection, but he got his cast off on Monday, so hopefully, he already had nearly 200 receiving yards this season with a cast on.
Yeah, it didn't seem like he had too many problems catching the ball, but
it's a short punt, and he's going to let it bounce. And the ball kind of just dies there, and it'll be downed by the Hornets at the 31. So the Eagles will come out on offense for the first time. And we'll see how they do. Last week offensively, 257 offensive yards, 163 on the ground, and 94 through the air. That's 4.8 4.08 yards per carry, and that was highlighted by Luke Ryan, Dakota.
Yeah, Luke did a great job last week. His best game, 14 carries for 72 yards and a touchdown. And he had over 5 yards a carry, including a long over 30-yarder.
And here's Jake Gilbreath getting through the hole, breaking tackles and getting down to the 45. A gain of 14.
And already coming out, Eagles look like they're fired up and ready to make up for last week.
And not last week at Kansas, Gilbert broke out for a 47-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, longest touchdown of the season so far for the Eagles. So some of those big plays are going to be really key tonight.
And that ball is on the ground, and I believe the Eagles were able to get back on it.
And that's going to be a personal foul against
is that Logan Rodriguez?
Logan Rodriguez.
And he got called for 2 personal fouls in the Kansas game.
Yeah, it's been unsportsmanlike conduct, but yeah, that has been a theme for him all year this year.
So the Eagles lost 3 yards on the carry. I think, was that Bryson Nichols on the...
It was Bryson Nichols. It didn't look like he expected the snap at all, so I wonder if he expected Jake to get it, but it was a direct snap to him. He didn't even have his hands out.
So the Eagles lost 18 yards, so it's now 2nd and 28. Here's Jake Gilbreath back to pass, looking out to his right. He's got Weeks open. He's got him, and he goes down at the 35. A gain of 8 on the Eagles' first pass attempt of the night.
And they were leaving Mason with a lot of cushion out there, and that's about as confident as we've seen Jake throwing the football. I mean, 3 steps, and he just let it go. We haven't seen him air it out with that much confidence all year.
Before this third down, we want to remind everybody that Bank First is always loyal to Oklahoma and you. Here's Gilbert back to pass again. He's under pressure. That one is tipped, and Mason Weeks cannot get there. The Eagles will be forced to punt.
Yeah, that one, again, Jake throwing with a lot of confidence, but that one should not have been thrown as Mason was well covered, and the pass was a little bit airmailed anyway. But that's kind of what you want to do if you're going to miss, you want to miss where nobody can get it.
Here's Townsend to punt. Gets it away, a spiraling punt. It's Isaiah Pogg on the return, trying to get around the corner, and he does get there, and he's tripped up by Jake Gilbreath, but the return's going to be out near midfield. Mark him at the 47-yard line. And as the Eagles come back out on defense, we want to tell everyone that Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is the region's sports medicine authority and the official orthopedic and sports medicine provider for Sequoia Public Schools. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is focused on providing you with the personalized orthopedic care you deserve. For the area's best teams and the athlete in all of us, Advanced Orthopedics is Oklahoma's sports medicine authority. Here's the running back, Colby Vargas, breaking loose down to the 31.
And there was a run that the Eagles just couldn't stop at all last week. Was just up the middle. They've been so weak all year up the middle. I don't know what the problem has been, but haven't been able to contain it.
Here he is again. And he gets 2. The ball popped out late there. That was a gain of 21 on that last play. And now the Hornets are looking to get into the red zone for the first time.
Yeah, and they're speeding up the tempo a little bit. The Eagles haven't seen this all year. All the teams that they've seen have been a little bit slower paced.
Now here's a screen pass out to Nolan, trying to make a cut, and he's wrapped up. 3 Eagles are there, led by Logan Townsend, Wyatt Mullins, and I believe Luke Ryan got in there at the end there.
Yeah, just a little screen out, but a great job by the Eagles rallying to the football
And he lost a yard. Dakota, that was Nolan on that reception, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I got a little caught up in something here. Jamison Williams is back in at running back. He's got the ball. He's hitting the backfield. Ball's on the ground. The Eagles have recovered. The Eagles recover the football. That was Asher Matter on the recovery. Let's look at it here, Dakota.
Yeah, there was just nowhere to go. What a job by Townsend to force the ball out. And then Asher, I mean, it kind of just fell right into his lap. All he had to do was fall on it. So an early turnover that goes the Eagles' way. And you talked about winning the turnover battle being one of the keys to the game. Well, there's one.
That was a high snap. Jake Gilbert trying to make a cut. Now he has some room over here and is tackled down at the 32. A rush of only 2 whenever it looked like he had a little bit of room out there.
Yeah, and I don't know, that must have been a busted play. But, yeah, they had a little bit on the left side, but here's another flag.
Yeah, I don't know. I was looking at the replay on our monitor. I didn't see what this penalty flag is for. So we have another unsportsmanlike conduct. So another 15-yard penalty. I didn't see who that one was on.
I didn't either.
I didn't see anything egregious after the play, but we were already in the replay.
Yeah, I don't know. But this has also been...
Oh, here we go. Let's see if we can see it. Let's see. I don't see anything.
I think Jake, when he got up at the very end of that, might have shoved Jamison Williams, the one who tackled him.
So Gilbreath on a screen pass out to Weeks. Weeks has a block, and he's got some room. He has to make one cut, and now he's got a block. He's out past midfield, and the Eagles convert on 2nd and 23.
Oh, my goodness. Mason Weeks, finally. That's the first time they've been able to get a screen going and get anybody out in space. And Weeks doing a little bit of his Dylan Burks impression there and able to find the space and get a huge gain.
Where were the Eagles before that? I'm sorry, the scoreboard here at the stadium doesn't have the ball on markers, so I couldn't see how long that play actually was. Here's Gilbert again, and he's wrapped up in the backfield. That's going to be a loss of 4.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Can we go back to that replay maybe and see where it was at?
It was at the, he got wrapped up at the 47, so he's at the 22. So 22 to the opposite 47.
No,
Let's do some
18.
quick.
18. He was at the 18.
That was a gain of 35. Here's Luke Ryan's first carry of the night, looking for a block from Gilbert and makes a good cut and gets back 5.
Luke trying to get going in the run game a little bit. This offense been a little bit inconsistent with it this year. They've been able to get a couple long runs like Luke did last week, but overall it's been a very 3 yards at a cloud of dust type run game, and the Eagles are going to take a timeout.
Now on 3rd and 9. That's kind of a, I mean, not a timeout you'd want to take here in the first quarter, but the Hornets this season, we had mentioned earlier, they're 0-3, and these are their losses. Oologah, Grove, and Miami. They're all 4A teams, though, so it's really, really hard. Plus, they had a bye week last week, so they've had 2 full weeks of practice to prepare for this game.
Yeah, so there's no telling how good they actually are. It's just kind of what you see on film and how much you value, like, the 4A competition, how much that goes into it. But, what we saw, Venita was a very beatable-looking team. So Sequoia hopefully is able to take advantage some of those weak spots that the Hornets have.
So the Eagles coming back out on 3rd and 9. Gilbreath back to pass. He's got Mullins open, but he's going to throw it high. And Weeks, oh, he dropped it. And Weeks might have been grabbing his hand. Had a brace on, and that throws high.
Yeah, but that was a really catchable pass. I'm surprised. That's a really good job by Jake. Trevor Moss, the one able to knock it out, but that was a really good pass by Jake. I saw the same thing you did. I thought Wyatt Mullins was going to be the target, and Jake throws it over the middle of the field. That's some brave stuff from the inexperienced quarterback.
Now Sequoia forced to take a second timeout.
And this isn't what you want to see if you're the Eagles. I don't know if there's some confusion with the play calling or what's going on, but 2 timeouts already this early in the game.
And we want to take this time out to remind Eagle fans to support your favorite school with a card that donates to Sequoia every time you use it. TTCU has donated more than $20,000 so far, so stop by your local Claremore branch and get your Eagle card today. Terms and conditions may apply with approved credit. I don't like that they had to take 2 timeouts in basically 3 plays.
Yeah, that's not good.
Or, no, on back-to-back plays, before 3rd down and before 4th down.
Yeah, it's not ideal. And now we've got some more confusion going on.
I think the Eagles were ready to come back out, but the officials were still having a discussion. So what do you think here? I think we've seen them do a little pooch punt last year. Or would you go for a full punt, or do you go for it? I don't know what the Eagles would do here.
I think you punt it. Right now, it's early in the game. I mean, it's 0-0. Your defense has showed that they could stop Venita's offense so far. I don't know. I do think you punt it here, and Logan has shown that he could get some pretty good bounces, but it looks like they're going to go for it here.
4th and 9.
Oh,
now,
there it is.
Yep, now Bryson Nichols backs up, and Venita has nobody back deep. They did get one of these blocked against Kansas. That's a good bounce for the Eagles. It bounces down inside the 15, and they'll down it at the 12.
That was good execution. Good job by the Eagles there. Play the field position game as early as it is. Don't do anything that would give Venita any more confidence and a shorter field. Make them prove that they can actually go down the field.
And this is the first district game, so we want to take a look at last year's regular season. Of course, Cascia winning the district, going 9-1 and undefeated in district. Sequoia was the 3rd place winner. The top 2 teams are guaranteed at least 1 home playoff game. Teams 3 and 4 go on the road for the first round of the playoffs, and everything under that red line will miss the playoffs. 1st and 10 for Venita. And there's another run straight up the middle, and it's Vargas again, still churning his feet and getting flipped over his head, but he's down at the 20. That's a gain of 8 on 1st down.
And you could see Sequoia, they are going for that football. And, yeah, you might get a couple turnovers, but, like, obviously the more fumbles that happen, the more you're going to be preached to hold on to the ball with 2 hands. So that'll just force more missed tackles if Venita's smart.
2nd and 2, a pop pass to Zayden Nolan. He'll get the 1st down. It's a gain of only 3. And that'll go down as a pass. As you see here, just that little pop motion. I don't like that that's considered a pass, but it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you are pushing the ball forward.
It's a jet sweep, but
counts for passing yards instead.
It inflates the stats. So 1st and 10, Trey Tanner keeps it himself. Hit hard by Luke Ryan behind the line of scrimmage. That was Wyatt Mullins. Excuse me.
Wow, yeah. Tanner we've seen him. He can be a threat running the ball, and Mullins able to read that play, get through his blocks, and come in from behind, really give him a good pop.
We did hear that the Eagles may have thrown in some new schemes on defense. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised if we see them dial up a little bit more pressure this week. Now 2nd and 12, another pop pass to Vargas, trying to get the edge and knocked out of bounds by Bryson Nichols.
Yeah, the Venita, that's the one thing about like a spread them out offense is they're going to work, well, I was going to say east to west, but I guess on this field it is north and south. But on the field, east and west, you know, they're going to spread you out. They're going to, I mean, you can see here the receiver is all the way across the field. You know, that is a spread offense, I tell you what.
Now Tanner, the lefty quarterback, that pass is incomplete, knocked out by John Hull.
Great job by Hall. Yeah, they're gonna roll him out a lot tonight. You're gonna see that, and yeah, good job by Hall. He's a good player. I've been calling doing the PA for the JV games, and Hall stands out. He's one of the better players on that JV squad. Getting a little play at corner tonight.
And now Sequoia back in, well, I guess Venita back in punt formation. Matters slowly getting off the field. He makes it in time. The Eagles come for it. That's a bad kick. It doesn't even get to midfield. That's going to be out of bounds. Let's see where the near side official marks it. You see him coming into your screen right there. And the 43-yard line.
Yeah, that was I thought it was blocked, but.
So here's where we stand right now. And, of course, no one's played a district game, so everything is just based off overall win percentage. And you may notice Verdigris right there at the top, 3-0. A little bit surprising because last year was their first 0-10 season. They were at the very, very bottom.
Yeah, that could really show how much a coach can turn things around.
They did get a new coach this year. Here's Bryson Nichols finding some room across the middle of the field and gets about 4.
Those are the main two that you're going to see is Bryson Nichols and Luke Ryan running the ball when it's, and then obviously Jake Gilbreath will do the keeper.
Getting down to about 2 minutes here in the first quarter. The Eagles packed in tight. Gilbreath hands it to Logan Townsend. And he's going to be tripped up near the first down marker, but I believe he's going to be a yard short. No, he gets a yard past the marker. That's a run of 7 and a first down for Sequoia.
And you talked about it a little bit the past couple weeks about Logan Townsend. You know, he didn't play in week 2, but week 3 he got, and week 1 he got sparing opportunities to carry the ball, but he looks good when he runs it. He always seems to get about 5 yards or more.
Here is Nichols working on the right side, looking for a block from Gilbreath. Goes around the block anyway, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds after a gain of 11 on first down.
Sequoia is starting to do a better job than they have been running the ball.
And they've been running it, like you said, in this stadium north-south, but realistically east-west.
Right.
And we've seen that. I think they've done that a little bit more frequently this game than in weeks past.
Yeah, I mean, because their offense last year was a lot of north-south.
Here's Nichols again, now going through the middle. And he breaks free, and that's going to be a touchdown for Sequoia. What just happened? Bryson Nichols pulled something out of a hat.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, Nichols, I mean, he's only a sophomore. Look at him squeeze through that hole. I mean, there was just a sliver of a gap there. And he was able to take it all the way to the end zone. Great run. Wow.
And because there's still, like, the scoreboard here in Venita, all it has is the score and the time. It doesn't have the down distance, the ball marker, the quarter, timeouts, anything like that. Here's Weeks holding, and Townsend's kick is good. But I didn't see where or how long that touchdown was. Can we look at it one more time, please, Mr. Producer? that 30 or 20, 21 yards?
21 or 22 yards. Let's call it 22.
I think it's actually 23. Here we go. Yeah, 22. You're right.
But, yeah, I mean, just able – good blocking up front for the initial, 5 or 6 yards, and then Bryson just squeaks through.
He surprised me because it just looked like he ran into a wall.
Yeah.
And he came out clean.
Yep.
Okay. 7-0 Eagles lead it here in the first quarter. This is Vargas on the return, jogging his way, now getting past the 30. That ball came out. The Eagles say they have it. What does the referee say? The Eagles say they have it. Venita says they have it. There was no official signal. I think they gave it to Venita, but they didn't make an actual signal.
Yeah, it is going to be Venita's ball, looks like. Yeah, you can't really tell. You can't really tell there, but close call for the Hornets. That would have been devastating for them.
They come out in a trip set on first down. 47 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Jamison Williams. And he's knocked down by Wyatt Mullins. Another hard hit. You could hear that from up here in the booth.
Mullins playing with his hair on fire so far this game.
Watch number 4 coming off the edge right here.
Oh, my goodness. Knocked him back. Holy cow. Yeah, you think these Eagles weren't, a little bit ticked off after last week.
And Williams is a big body back, so he actually leaned forward and got a yard. Trey Tanner back to pass. He's trying to find. It is Vargas, and that's Wyatt Mullins again. And that'll end the quarter. What a start from Sequoia.
What a start for Mullins.
And Sequoia is going to lead it 7-0 after one. We will be back after a message from our sponsors.
Life doesn't wait for you to slow down. When you're moving fast and something doesn't feel right, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is here to help you stay in motion. Through our combined expertise in orthopedic surgery, non-surgical medicine, and comprehensive whole patient treatment, our team has your back and every other joint too. Ready to get back out there? Visit AOOK.com and let's move forward together. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
Hey fans, get the only card that donates to your school every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $3 million statewide so far. Support your school today.
Third and 10 for the Venita Hornets. And now they bring on a Trevor Moss late, and they're going to be forced to take a timeout. As this quarter starts, we want to remind everybody again that Bank First, always loyal to Oklahoma and you. That's a bad timeout from Venita right there, right out of a quarter break.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you got to be ready to, that's what the entire quarter break is for, is to prepare for literally the next quarter. And to have a late substitution, yeah, that's a bad timeout. They still have 2, though.
So some first quarter stats. Venita, 43 offensive yards, 34 of it on the ground, 4.86 yards a carry, and 9 yards through the air. Trey Tanner is 4 of 5 passing. They don't have any penalties. Sequoia's 94 yards, 59 of them on the ground, 6.5 yards a carry. Jake Gilbert, 2 for 4, 43 yards through the air, and 2 penalties for 30 yards. Those are your first quarter stats. Third and long, and Trey Tanner's going to scramble, and he's going to be hit and drugged down by Logan Townsend. That was just an odd play.
Yeah, Tanner obviously, I mean, it looked like he was looking, but he definitely decided to scramble out of the pocket real quick, and then he just starts running backwards as Townsend chases him out of bounds.
So it's actually just a 2-yard gain. It looked like if he had kept running, it might have been close.
Yeah, but,
But he ran backwards,
yeah,
so it didn't matter.
Yeah, started running backwards.
Here he is to punt. A good punt. Mason Weeks has to back up. He's going to let it bounce, and he's going to field it on a hop. He makes a cut, and now he's headed down the left sideline. He's got space. He's past midfield. He's at the 40, makes a cut, and he's thrown down back at the 42.
Wow. Mason playing it on a hop like you said, and then, I thought he was going to come our way, but no, he makes a cut, and then, there was nobody over there to get him.
That might have been a touchdown-saving tackle by Jamison Williams. And now the Eagles get great field position as they start already in Venita territory, right at the 40.
Yeah. So, this is both the last time they scored was great field position too.
Here's Luke Ryan cutting it down the left sideline, and he bangs his way down for a first down, a gain of 11.
Wow, this team right now looking so much different than we saw last week.
And you can tell they're playing with more of an edge than they did last week.
Yeah, even a little bit of the chippiness that we're seeing is still, when it doesn't go over the line, you want to see that.
First and 10. It's Luke Ryan again. He's got a hole, and he's going to get another first down. He's still fighting past the 15, and there's forward progress is going to mark him at the 13-yard line.
14.
And you can see there, so that's another gain of 13 yards.
Yeah, Luke got through that initial hole, and you just saw a burst out of him that we haven't seen.
So now first and 10 from the 14-yard line. Here is Luke Ryan again, averaging 9 yards a carry. He's going to fight. And there's a helmet off, and he's down near the first down marker again. Down to the 4. I think that's a gain of 10. They might mark him at the 3 for a gain of 11, and they do.
Wow, and there's going to be a Venita timeout now, so there's going to be a Venita timeout now, and that'll be their second. So both Sequoia and Venita with earlier timeouts, and I think they would prefer now each with one for the rest of the half.
And let's be real, the first half timeouts don't matter nearly as much as the second half timeouts.
Right, but, we saw with Sequoia last week at the end of the half, you kind of want those timeouts, especially whenever you get out of sorts. They are good for kind of resetting things. I don't think they had them last week either.
And we're going to take this timeout to remind everybody that Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is the region's sports medicine authority and the official orthopedic and sports medicine provider for Sequoia Public Schools. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is focused on providing you with the personalized orthopedic care you deserve. For the area's best teams and the athlete in all of us, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is the region's sports medicine authority. First and goal, and it's Bryson Nichols makes a cut, and he's wrapped up after a yard.
Man, and that's the first time that the Hornets have been able to really stop anything up the middle on this drive. Sequoia is averaging like 13 yards a carry.
Right now as a team, it is 7. Well, actually, hold on. What was it? That was a gain of 1. So they are averaging 7.31 yards per carry right now.
Right.
Luke Ryan, 9.75 by himself, and Jake Gilbreath is 4.6. Here is Jake Gilbreath on the keeper. He's going to push and get down to the 1. So another 1 yard there.
Yeah, Jake just didn't get the blocking he needed to get into the end zone. Looked like maybe they would be able to push him in, just unable to. But you really want to score here, and I don't think this is 4-down territory for sure.
Absolutely.
Especially if you could, even if you don't make it, you got Venita backed up all the way here.
And now Gilbreath going under center, and there's going to be a false start. I think that was Logan Rodriguez.
It was.
And just a critical penalty, and you'll see it right here
because he's
he's the tight end right there. Yeah. So move him back 5 yards. So now at the 6. Actually, they're at the 7 is what they're marked at. And now another timeout is called.
Yeah, I think they need to move the ball up one because they were on the 1.
Yeah, they were on the 1, and now it's marked at the 7. It needs to be at the 6. And I don't think anyone actually took a timeout, but the referees are still talking about it.
Yeah, they should be at the 6. They were on the 1, and that's only a 5-yard penalty. There's no such thing as a 6-yard penalty.
Okay, well, how strange. And they try to get that yardage back with that big shift. Here is Gilbreath. He's looking to pass. He's tossing to the end zone, and it is caught. Logan Rodriguez with the touchdown.
Redemption.
He makes up for his penalty with the first touchdown pass to a tight end this year. And you see him coming across the formation there.
And Jake doing an excellent job. I mean, what a window he's throwing into there. I mean, there was 3-4 bodies there, and he's able to hit Rodriguez. Wow.
And I think that's the first time we've seen them throw to a tight end all year. Not the first touchdown. That's the first time they've thrown to a tight end.
Yeah.
Either Logan Rodriguez or Levi Kocius, the freshman who's been getting some playing time.
Right. So a new wrinkle, I'd say, added into this offense. But, I mean, also the confidence of Jake to be like, hey, man, I know you got in that penalty, took us from the 1 all the way back to the 7 for some reason. But great job catching that touchdown. We still got you.
And we'll see it here from our on-field camera. That's a great catch. Great concentration there from Rodriguez.
Yeah, I mean, he's got Zayden Nolan going for it through contact.
And Eagle fans, always support your favorite school with the card that donates to Sequoia every time you use it. TTCU has donated more than $20,000 so far, so stop by your local Claremore branch and get your Eagle card today. Terms and conditions may apply with approved credit. Townsend skyballs it again. And that one's on the ground, and the Hornets have nowhere to go. I think Isaac Cagle. No, that wasn't Isaac Cagle. I wasn't sure who that was. Give me just 1 second. That was Nathan Ingram going for a big hit, number 44 right there. And he just misses, and Bryson Nichols has to clean it up. And Venita is going to start at the 23. And this is the biggest lead the Eagles have had all season, right?
Yeah, because they had to come from behind against Kansas, and I think they only got out to an 11-point lead.
Here is Vargas breaking it out toward the left side. He's got a bit of a hole, but he's wrapped up from behind by Isaac Cagle. But that's still going to be 8 yards on first down for Vargas.
Good job by Vargas cutting it outside. So now with it second down at 2, I mean, this is the defensive performance that the Eagles needed for sure to start out this game.
Here's Trey Tanner on the keeper, makes a spin and brought down near the 40.
Wow, he was able to fool me because I definitely thought that the running back had the ball there.
Yeah, honestly, I did too.
And then a really good spin move, too, to get some extra yards.
Yeah, so that's a gain of 9. And a first down.
And another thing is Sequoia has done a great job adjusting to this kind of more high-tempo offense, too. I've been really impressed.
Tanner hands it to Vargas. Met in the backfield. Oh, he stays on his feet. Levi Kocius couldn't bring him down. He gets 3 after being wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. Number 31, Levi Kocius, the freshman with the pink cleats.
I mean, that's just a terrific job by the running back. I mean, yeah, Vargas, great balance on that. When you get pretty much thrown and wrapped up and twisted around and thrown.
Kocius is a 6'1", 190 freshman, and he couldn't bring him down. Here's Trey Tanner on the keeper again. Another great play-action fake. Another spin move and brought down across the 45 down to the 42 on the Eagles side of the field. A gain of 14.
Yeah, Tanner's really doing a good job on those fakes.
Yeah, he's got 23 yards on the ground, averaging over 5 a pop, but he had -2 on the first one.
Yeah, you saw 2 Eagles both completely get fooled to take it out of the play on that fake.
Now he does hand it to Vargas, and he is brought down from behind, but not until he picks up another 3 yards. So 2nd and 3, halfway through the second quarter now. And the Hornets are finally starting to find some kind of rhythm offensively.
Yeah, for sure.
2nd and 7, that was a gain of 3, my bad, a little tongue-tied there. Here's Vargas on a pop pass, trying to find the edge. That might be a hold, but nothing called, and that's actually not Vargas. That was Aiden Nolan. And no gain on the play. The Eagles doing a great job adjusting to the east-west offense of Venita.
Yeah, they aren't letting anything get by them too badly, not letting them outrun them to the edge, doing a good job of containing.
And our apologies on some of the numbers. You can see their uniforms. They're so tight, like number 10 right here in the huddle. The top of the uniform, like, folds down over, so it makes like a 2 and a 7 and a 1 all kind of look like the same number. And now Venita will take their last timeout.
Yeah, and with 4:44 left against the Eagles, that really limits your opportunity. Like, you don't. The Eagles run a ball control offense, so if you're the Hornets, you don't have any timeouts. If you have to punt the ball here, then you might not get the ball back until the second half. Well, not even that, actually. Venita started with the ball. So, I mean, it is imperative that Venita finds something on offense here.
And the Eagles looking to try to double up, get the ball back, maybe get a field goal or a touchdown. You'd love a touchdown. And then start the second half with the ball and really put this game away.
Yeah, if they could run the clock all the way down and score, that would be tremendous for Sequoia.
3rd and 7. Tanner rolling to his left. Wyatt Mullins is coming, and that one is tipped away. Logan Townsend there in coverage. The pass was intended for DJ Smith, the sophomore. Smith had a 55-yard pick 6 against Oologah. One of their 4 touchdowns this year. That was their first touchdown of the year.
Well, this is going to be an interesting call. Do you go for it here? Because, I mean, like, you need something on offense, or do you punt it back and just kind of see if your defense can hold the Eagles but give you enough time left to try and score again?
I think it looks like they're going to punt it, and they will. Tanner lined up 7 yards deep. He skyballs it, a spiraling kick, lands at the 10, and bounces back towards the 17-yard line.
That was a good punt, an unfortunate bounce, but still a pretty good punt to pin the Eagles inside their own 20. So we'll see how the Eagles attack this drive. 4:29 left. How bad do you want points, and how bad do you want the half to end?
1st and 10. Eagles have 83 yards to go. Here's Bryson Nichols, cuts it upfield, now heads to the sideline and gets hit out of bounds by Carson Osborne.
And that's going to be a late hit, and Bryson looked a little shaken up, but able to get up. But yeah, Bryson again, like kind of squeezing through a little bit of a gap.
So that was from the 17, and if you add 15 on the end of it, where are they going to spot it? He got out to nearly the 40, so it was a run of 21 yards. When you add another 15, it should be 36.
Yeah. And the Eagles hurrying up to the line. They already like what they're going to do.
That's a 37-yard gain. Here's Luke Ryan finding some space in the middle. And he gets 3. But now what that does with 4 minutes left on the clock is now it allows Sequoia to slow things down just a little bit and be happy to go into half with a field goal and no time left for Venita and then come back out and get the second half kickoff.
Yeah, that was a huge mistake. Not just allowing the big run, but also the penalty on top of that. That was a huge mistake by the Hornets.
2nd and 7. Ryan hands it to Townsend. He breaks a tackle and cuts upfield, gets across the 40, down to the 37. A gain of 5.
Logan he shows really good vision because a lot of his runs, when he gets that handoff, it looks like it should go to the outside, and then he's really good at finding that cut back lane or cut up lane into the A or B gap.
So now a 3rd and 1 for Sequoia. It's Jake Gilbert taking it himself. He'll get the first down, keeps his legs churning, and the Hornets cannot bring him down. He'll get out to the 29.
Man, for somebody, kind of as tall and lanky as Jake is, he does have a lot of power. That's multiple times we've seen this year. Against Kansas, there was that QB sneak when he ended up getting like 8 yards on it. Yeah, he's got some power behind that frame.
So now 1st and 10. Here's Luke Ryan going out to the left. Gets a block from Gilbert. Ooh, hit hard. And he's hurt.
Yeah, you can see right here coming off the left side. I mean, Luke was the one trying to deliver that blow there.
Ooh, looks like his cleat might have got caught up there in the turf and might have hurt his knee. So it's 2nd and 3. It was a gain of 7. Now ball's on the ground, and Gilbert just has to fall on it. A loss of 3. And right now the Eagles just trying to make sure that their senior running back is okay over there on the sideline.
Yeah, you don't want to not get points at all on this drive. But so the Eagles got to get some yards here.
Here is Gilbert back to pass. He's got an open man. It's Mason Weeks for the touchdown. 27 yards, Gilbreath to Weeks.
Wow. Yeah, you see Jake faking. We've seen that play all year. Jake faking like he's going to run and then dropping back. And this time Weeks running a post route or a corner route, rather. And Jake able to find him in stride. He's making such great passes. We haven't seen this all year.
Townsend for the extra point. And that one is up and good. Eagles 21, Hornets nothing. And we'll look at it again.
Okay, so it was a post route, like a skinny post. And, yeah, just in stride. Mason was double covered, so nice touch on that pass from Jake, able to get it over both defenders and hit Mason in stride. Like I said, we haven't seen this kind of confidence and this kind of really great QB play out of Jake this year, but this game has been amazing from him.
Checking on Luke Ryan over on the sideline. He is up off the ground. They were looking at his knee, trying to maybe stretch some things out, and he's still kind of trying to work on it himself, trying to stretch out his legs. It's specifically his right leg, his right knee, rather. And that ball is caught on a hop by DJ Smith. And he'll fight out to the 40. Just over a minute left in this first half. You can see Smith having to basically field that ball like a shortstop.
Yeah, and again, a good job by the Eagles rallying as he got some space there for a minute. It got a little bit scary, and the Eagles have struggled in kickoff coverage this year, but a good job rallying to the ball and stopping him at the 40.
First and 10, Hornets. 70 seconds till halftime. Here's a handoff to Vargas, bouncing it out to the left side, drugged down by Isaac Cagle. I was surprised that wasn't a horse collar, but that is a gain of 6.
Yeah, you see there again, cutting it up. There, you know what I've noticed is Venita is not taking. They have up the middle. They have holes like on the edge. The receivers are doing a good job blocking, and instead they are they're cutting it out a lot, and that's wasting a few yards.
Only a 2-man down look from the Eagles, and it's Vargas again, brought down by Mason Weeks that time, and that's just a gain of 2. But you can see the Eagles only have 2 down linemen,
which is something we have not seen this year at all from them.
Yeah, that was Kocius and Parker Eagle as the only 2 down linemen. And that'll probably be it for the first half. The Hornets are content with taking it to the locker room, and so are the Eagles as they are up 21. Be sure to stick around for the halftime performances from the bands, and we will be right back.
under the direction of Doug Finley and Kai Braden. Their show is Singing in the Rain. Selections include Singing in the Rain, Favorite Things, Both Sides Now, Rainy Days and Mondays, Don't Rain on My Parade. Drum Major June Guzman. Is your band ready? Pride of Sequoia, the field is yours. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it here once again the pride of Sequoia. Sequoia High School Band. Ladies and gentlemen, now entering the field is the Venita High School Blue Pride Band. The Blue Pride Band is under the direction of Mr. Matt Young. Drum majors are Isaac Bunch and Zerg Hitchcock. Tonight, the Blue Pride Band will be presenting their 2025 show, Ghost Ship. Drum majors, is your band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the Venita High School Blue Pride Band.
Welcome back to Venita, Oklahoma, where the Sequoia Eagles are up 21-0. A great half of football. Again, my name is Britton Ross alongside my partner Dakota Jackson. We're going to take a look at some halftime stats. Again, 21-0. 76 passing yards in the first half was really, really good for the Eagles because they are a very run-heavy offense, and 153 yards. And one of our keys to the game was win the turnover battle, and they're doing it so far, Dakota.
Yeah, that early fumble for Venita on only their second drive of the game. I mean, even with Sequoia only punting after that, it still kind of turned the momentum in Sequoia's favor, and they really haven't ever relinquished it.
And only 3 penalties, I think, is a low that we've seen in the first half so far this season. I mean, they had 8 penalties one game, 10 penalties another game. It was just some really sloppy football, and play discipline was the last key to the game that I didn't get to see before the graphic went away. So there's our halftime stats. Now we're going to take a quick look around the district. Again, tonight is the first night of districts. Berry Hill up big at Cleveland. Verdigris, 3-0 Verdigris, now at the top of the standings after going 0-10 last year. On the road at Jay, they're up 9-0. We're not sure if that's a touchdown with a missed extra. I assume that's 3 field goals rather than some kind of funky touchdown, no extra point with a field goal. Obviously, we're up 21-0 here at Venita, and Cassia Hall only up 14-7 against Inola. So Cassia's 1-2. They went 9-1 and undefeated in the district. So we'll see if Venita can come back most of those games still in the second quarter, because that was a very, very quick first half here in Venita.
Yeah, so, I mean, like you see here, Berry Hill on top of Cleveland, 28-0. That's what we kind of, Cassia and Berry Hill are what we're kind of predicting to be the top 2 teams, and then it's really a toss-up between us, Verdigris, and Inola for that third team.
And now let's do a little bit of a throwback, Dakota, if we can. If we can, let's look at this. Let's throw it back. 1995 3A state semifinals, Venita versus Tuttle. Now, on the return, Venita is going to return it on a hop and bounce it down the left sideline for a 90-yard touchdown on the opening kickoff. Venita went on to win this game 38-22 en route to a state championship game. And now on the return, number 32, the all-time leading rusher for the Venita Hornets with just under 4,000 yards is Chris Osborne. Now, if that name sounds familiar to you guys at home, Eagle fans, that is because, excuse me, he was an assistant coach for a few years there on the 06 championship team, as you can see there. But also, since 2018, he's been your Sequoia High School principal.
Yeah, Mr. Osborne, know him well. He always says I'm late. I mean, I don't know about that. But, yeah, we love him here. He's been a big part of our community, and he's a big part of Venita's community.
And I asked him what's better, a state semifinal or a state runner-up trophy, the silver ball as a player, or a gold ball, a state championship as a coach. And he told me that, yes, the 06 team, it was special, but there's nothing like playing football with your buddies that you grow up playing with.
Yeah, I think I tend to agree, too, because those connections are really special, especially when you're there all 4 years of your career. Unfortunately, couldn't take home the gold ball, but, hey, making it all the way to the second place is no small feat.
And he still has family here, too. His brother, Clay Osborne, is an assistant coach, and his nephew, Carson, is a receiver and defensive back here. And got into the game a little bit with I believe a few tackles.
So right now we're just getting ready. Teams are still warming up a little. Venita's kind of ready. Sequoia's still getting loose. But so far this game flow has been really, the early part of it was defensive heavy, and then all of a sudden Sequoia's kind of just exploded.
Well, I mean, like you said, back-to-back punts to open the game and then a Venita fumble. Yes, Sequoia punted after that, but it did shift the momentum with about about less than a minute in the first quarter. The Eagles scored a touchdown, a 23-yard a 23-yard touchdown run from Bryson Nichols, and then in the second quarter, really not that far after that, just a few minutes later, well, you don't have the yard markers down here, Dakota. You had me wrong.
No, a 7-yard touchdown pass from Jake Gilbreath to Logan Rodriguez. And then
a 27-yard touchdown from Jake Gilbreath to Mason Weeks.
Right. While it's only been, besides the end of the half, it's only been punt, 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 and then the one fumble and then another punt for Venita. They don't even get the ball to start this half. So Sequoia, this is a terrific chance for them to just kind of put this game away right here. If they get another touchdown, it's going to be so difficult with how Venita's played offense so far this game. Really difficult for them to come back.
The Eagles coming out in kickoff return formation for the first time tonight.
And also, I mean, we showed the stats earlier. Jake's already close to his career high in passing yards. I doubt with as in control the Eagles are of this game, I doubt we see him break it just because that's not how the Eagles play, but it is possible right now.
And a new kickoff return formation from the Eagles, which is can't really see on our screen here, but a sky ball. It's fair caught by Kessler Austin at the 38-yard line. And I kind of thought Venita might do something like this, try to get not quite a surprise onside, but get some kind of turnover there.
Yeah, have some, kick it high, see if you could get somebody on your kick team to go and blast the returner for Sequoia, but good job by Kessler to just get to the ground after getting the ball.
Here is Gilbreath on the keeper, and no gain on the play. Maybe he lost a yard. No gain, they say.
Yeah, there wasn't really anything there. And you see on the kickoff, yeah, they, again, not a surprise onside, just a little pooch kick.
But Wyatt Mullins coming up hot, almost did create a turnover for, Sequoia for Venita. 2nd and 10. Bryson Nichols grabs the ball after not being able to handle the snap, trying to get out to the edge, and honestly a good job to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of 1.
Yeah, another mishandled snap. That's been another thing that's kind of bitten the Eagles multiple times, and they actually will give him, the no gain. But yeah, this season has kind of been a lot of bad snaps or mishandled snaps at least.
And we do know Coach Rob Gilbreath has been the center in practice, snapping it left, right, up, down, any which way. Here's Gilbreath with a pump fake, and now takes off and stumbles and only gets 2 on the scramble.
Look at this pump fake. That's a Ben Roethlisberger pump fake for all you NFL fans. I mean, that fooled me. Didn't fool our cameraman. That was our camera woman. Trinity did a great job not following the ball on it.
Trinity with Sean here up on the roof with us running our game camera. Aiden Cowan down on the field. Here is Townsend's punt. Another spiraling kick. And Nolan lets it go over his head, and it'll be downed at the 15.
That was a really good punt. Great distance on it and hang time. Don't often see that from these high school punters.
And Nolan had no idea what to do on that one.
Yeah, he was, should I go toward it? Should I run away from it? Ended up making the right decision.
And we still want to remind everyone, Bank First, always loyal to Oklahoma and you. 1st and 10 Hornets. They have to do something here, Dakota.
They really do. And another thing that Sequoia's done a great job of this pretty much all game is keeping Venita's field position pretty far back in their own side of the 50.
Here's another pop pass to DJ Smith, trying to turn the corner and still fighting. And only got, after all that, only about 4 or 5. I think 5 is what they'll rule it on the pop pass.
And Sequoia, again, doing a good job not letting him break outside. Smith, though, with a lot of fight just to gain those 5 yards, though.
Hornets still getting the signal from the sideline. Trey Tanner, hit as he throws, is able to get it out to his receiver. It's Zayden Nolan cutting it upfield across the 35. And the way this game's been officiated, I was a little bit surprised that there wasn't another flag coming out for Dawson Henderson after pancaking one of the Eagle players. That was Lyric Prater a bit after the play there.
Yeah, after the whistle, but really good job. Gain of 16 on that pass play. Townsend was screaming off the edge.
Here's Tanner again. This one is Carson Osborne and wrapped up by Bryson Nichols.
Wow.
A gain of 2.
That is a really, really good tackle by Bryson, as you're going to see here. Again, them spreading the Eagles out, and great job by Bryson. That's a missed tackle last week for sure.
Second and 8 from the 39, excuse me. It's a handoff. Nope, Trey Tanner kept it, and he's got space. Lyric Prater trying to chase him down, and he will shove him out of bounds at the 43.
Yeah, you see another great fake by Tanner. Lyric, good job wrestling him out of bounds, but he's on those fakes, the Eagles are getting a little, we said play discipline. They have for the most part, but there's been 2 or 3 plays where Tanner's done a great job faking out the Eagles defense and getting good gains.
1st and 10. It's a handoff. Vargas fights across the 40 down to the 39.
Just up the middle, as we said earlier, that's kind of been the defense's weakness this year, the Eagles' defense's weakness. And the Hornets, as you see, they are moving the ball a lot better than they did at all during that first half.
Tanner back to pass. That one's caught low by DJ Smith and wrapped up by Lyric Prater. Coming in for the injured Derek Cole. Loss of a yard.
And they're really leaning heavy on these screens. I thought that one actually bounced before Smith caught it, but they do rule it a catch, and a good job by Lyric getting over there.
3rd and 5. Venita has had a few drives where they've been able to move the ball, but just haven't been able to put it in the end zone.
But this is the closest they've been.
Tanner fakes the screen, now going long. He's got a man open, and it's intercepted. Mason Weeks, no, it's dropped. No, they rule it the interception. They ruled it with the interception.
Yeah, you look at this here. I mean, it's pretty much 4 verticals, it looks like, and Mason's got 2 guys pretty much to cover. He does an amazing job switching from the outside to the inside receiver, going up and high pointing the ball as he does as a receiver. And, yeah, you're right, Britton. I thought he just kind of let that ball go, but the refs ruled he survived the ground, or whatever they want to call the catch rule nowadays.
So the Eagles will start at their own 9-yard line. And I believe that was Jake Gilbreath on the carry there. Actually, I think that was that was actually Luke Ryan back in the game.
Well, that's a very good sign for Sequoia.
A gain of 3. Out to the 12. Actually, I think that was only a gain of 2. Here's Gilbreath. He keeps it. and is brought down behind the line back at the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 10 for Sequoia here on their second possession of the second half.
Oh, man, and this would be not a killer, but it would be a very disappointing drive if they go 3 and out right after that turnover. I mean, because that was basically an arm punt, if we're honest. I mean, really put the Eagles inside their own 10, and so if they can't get the ball moving here, you know, the following point for the Eagles probably won't be.
Here's Gilbert throwing it, and incomplete. Mullins and Townsend kind of batted it out of each other's hands. And just a strange play overall. You can see Wyatt Mullins started turning it up the field. I think the ball was headed toward Logan Townsend, and Mullins actually tipped it out of his reach.
Yeah, and so here we go. Like I was trying to say earlier, like now you're punting from your own end zone. More than likely, the ball's going to be on your side of the 50 again. So all in all, that turnover did not hurt Venita at all.
And that's a false start on Sequoia. I think that's going to be Kessler Austin. And, yeah, cannot have that. Sequoia has had a punt blocked this season, but it wasn't Logan Townsend kicking it. It was Bryson Nichols.
Yeah, it was on one of those pooch punts that they've had, now a more traditional punt set.
And Townsend's only about a yard from the back of the end zone. And he's hit. He's hit by 2 Hornets and no flag. The ball's dead at the 33.
Logan's slow to get up after that.
And, I mean, you can kind of see it there, but really, Townsend really wanted that penalty flag. First and 10 Hornets. And met in the backfield. I couldn't see who got there first. Let's check it out. That was Jamison Williams on the carry.
Wyatt Mullins, unbelievable. He is playing a heck of a game right now.
2nd and 12. Already halfway through this third quarter. This game is flying. Tanner keeps, he's met in the backfield and dropped down for a big loss. Number 37, Gunnar Allison.
Wow. The option did not fool them that time, needless to say. That's a huge tackle for loss there.
Now 3rd and 17 after a punt where Logan Townsend was really trying to sell a roughing the kicker penalty, which he did get hit, but it didn't look quite as bad as I think he had tried to make it seem.
Yeah, and the way he got up slowly, too, definitely was trying to sell something.
And now a timeout taken by Venita. And we want to remind everybody that Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is the region's sports medicine authority and the official orthopedic and sports medicine provider for Sequoia Public Schools. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is focused on providing you with the personalized orthopedic care you deserve. For the area's best teams and the athlete in all of us, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is the region's sports medicine authority.
And for Venita, I mean, right now you got to get something. Like, you have that interception, basically an arm punt. You force Sequoia into a 3 and out and got really good field position out of it. You got to get something if you want to really get back in this game. If they can't do it, I mean, your confidence level on offense is already pretty close to ground level. You can't get anything here, then might be underground.
Tanner rolling out to his right. The lefty flings it back over the middle, and it's DJ Smith breaking it out. He's got a first down, breaks a tackle from Bryson Nichols, stays on his feet down to the 20. What a play from DJ Smith. This is just pure effort.
Yeah, and I mean, that was kind of like a clear out play. They basically ran 2 digs that were deep and then had Smith run a little bit of more of a shallower one, and there was nobody in the zone for the Eagles. So that was just a perfect play call for that situation. We talk about what do you draw up on 3rd and a mile, and that's it.
Now that ball's on the ground. Tanner keeps it, and I think he might have dropped it again, but no, he kept it. And no gain on the run. That play looked like it was supposed to be another option play to Jamison Williams, but Tanner just dropped the ball.
Yeah, there was really no recovering after that. It was up to Tanner to do literally anything, and the Eagles kind of just swallow him up.
2nd and 10. Already nearing the end of the 3rd quarter. It's Vargas on the carry, and he's got the corner, cuts it back upfield, breaks a tackle, and gets into the end zone. Venita gets on the board here in the 3rd quarter. 16 yards. 14 yards from Colby Vargas.
Yeah, that was just nobody was there. Most of the defense went to the right, and there was nobody on the left side until he was already about, 7 yards away from the end zone, and then that's just bad tackling. Everybody going for the football arm tackles. That's kind of what haunted them all last week. So a little bit of that creeping back in, as that extra point is good.
Hey, Eagle fans, support your favorite school with the card that donates to Sequoia every time you use it. TTCU has donated more than $20,000 so far, so stop by your local Claremore branch and get your Eagle card today. Terms and conditions may apply with approved credit.
For Venita, that's exactly what they needed to really stay alive in this game.
It only took them 5 plays to go 67 yards. They're up to 163 total yards after only having 90 in the first half. That wasn't a 67-yard drive. That was only a 33-yard drive.
That's my fault. Didn't put the plus minus on.
There's another sky ball to the other side. That one's going to go out of bounds.
So that'll be at the 35, right, in high school?
I think it went out of bounds already past the 35, so it will be where it went out of bounds. Well, they put it at the 35 anyway. First down, Sequoia. 3:01 here in the 3rd. Bryson Nichols heads to the right side of the field. Can't break out of that one. Thrown down out of bounds already well after he had stepped out. We should be able to see it here. Let's see.
Yeah, Nichols, good job containing by Venita. There's going to be a timeout, and is that Nichols?
I don't believe so. But there is, no, Bryson Nichols is in the huddle right now. I can't tell who that is. I think it's a lineman. But it looks like it's more of just a cramp, or maybe got landed on wrong in that pile. That's a no gain on the run there by Bryson Nichols. Maybe a yard. From our angle, still just can't tell who that is. But it looks like they're being stretched out for a cramp, so it shouldn't. I couldn't tell who it was, but the injured Eagle just got drugged back from the warning, the sideline right there in front of the chains. Got drugged back behind everybody by a teammate. So that was a gain of 1 for Bryson Nichols. 2nd and 9. Here's Jake Gilbreath, finds a cutting lane and gets upfield and powers his way for about 6.
Good job by Jake again, showing great vision that time. Didn't think there was going to be anything, and there honestly wasn't, opening up on the left side, so doing a good job cutting back to the right and picking up a nice gain to make this 3rd down more manageable.
So 3rd and 4. Mason Weeks and Logan Townsend, the 2 receivers down here at the bottom of the screen. And it is a keeper from Gilbreath. And he doesn't get past the line of scrimmage. No gain, and it's 4th and 4.
Venita, great job coming out of this half and really showing a good fortitude on defense, even though they're down, and it looks like that they might. Yep, there's the pooch punt.
Is that 3 straight 3-and-outs for the Eagles to open up this half?
It is.
And that's Nichols. And that's going to bounce out of bounds. No return from Zayden Nolan. A minute 15 left in the 3rd quarter. And things have really swung Venita's way, Dakota.
Yeah, even it's still 21-7, but you kind of get the feeling a little bit that Venita's trying to fight and claw their way back into it. And, you know, who I don't see out there on the field is Wyatt Mullins.
You, I think, are correct. That might have been the injured Eagle just a moment ago. Here's a handoff to Vargas. He breaks free, now cutting down the left side, looking for a block, gets it, and drugged down. Jake Gilbreath, a touchdown-saving tackle.
Yeah, you see him just pop out, you know, already in the secondary. And, man, this Eagles run defense, really a concern. It was going really well for them in that first half, but we've seen already they're getting gashed in the second half.
That was a 30-yard run. Here's Trey Tanner on the keeper, gets past Austin, and Mason Weeks is able to just trip him up, and it'll be a loss of 1. Yeah, Colby Vargas is now over 100 yards on the night, 102 with 9 yards a carry.
Yeah, that's not numbers that you like to see. The thing is, though, is that Venita's, they're not rolling with it. As, like, so far this game, it's been a lot of, you know, these screen passes and quarterback runs.
And as you say, there's a screen pass to Trevor Moss. Makes a cut, hit hard by Logan Townsend. And Townsend's got to be careful. Looked like he had some words after the play there.
Yeah, here we go on that. Like I said, the screen, and it's just, you know, consistency has kind of, like, not been there in that pass game. They're not getting very much consistent yardage, whereas you hand the ball off to Vargas, and he's getting almost a first down a carry. So if you're Venita.
And that'll be the end of the third quarter. They can't snap it. And it is 21-7. Not a great quarter for the Eagles. Things are swinging Venita's way. We are back for the final quarter after a word from our sponsors.
When pain slows you down, even the simplest movements can feel out of reach. But you don't have to go through it alone. At Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, we provide the results you want and the care you deserve. From diagnosis to recovery, our specialists offer advanced treatment and personalized care so you can heal and get back to what moves you. Because life keeps moving, and we'll keep you moving with it every step of the way. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
Third and 8 for Venita. Trey Tanner steps up and launches it downfield for Zayden Nolan, and it's caught at the 1. No signal, touchdown, Venita. 42 yards, Trey Tanner to Zayden Nolan. Mason Weeks got lost in coverage.
Yeah, that was just, I don't know what happened there. Weeks has been pretty good in coverage all year, and he just got spun around, I guess, and just didn't have the time to recover.
Well, Trey Tanner, it did look like he was going to step up and run, and then, because I thought he passed the line of scrimmage, to be completely honest with you. Like, I thought he did, but he didn't. He was just right there at the line. And you can see, just right there, just launching it downfield, and Weeks not able to recover.
Yeah, just, you can't, that bad third quarter, yes, Mason got the interception, but that quarter, punt for the Eagles. No momentum at all. And now it's all on Venita's side. The Eagles need to put a drive together now, or else, Venita's in this game.
Oh, yeah. We always want to remind everybody, Bank First, always loyal to Oklahoma and you. Go ahead and like the live stream. Go ahead and give us a follow. It really helps us out. We can see some really cool things. Helps us tailor our content to you guys at home. So that's always awesome. And follow us on Instagram, X, and now TikTok at SEQ1 Athletics. Another sky ball is going to go out of bounds. And another flag is going to be thrown for Logan Rodriguez after the play.
I didn't see what happened.
He shoved a Venita player to the ground well after the ball was thrown out of bounds. That's at least 4 personal foul calls on Logan Rodriguez this season. At least.
And 2 this game.
Yeah, 2 this night, 2 tonight, and then 2 against Kansas. Those are the ones we know of for sure.
What are we doing?
That ball was out of bounds. I don't know. Actually, I think they waved it off. Never mind.
Okay.
They did throw a flag, and he did hit somebody after the play. Here's Luke Ryan. There's a flag. I don't know if it was a delay of game.
Nope, false start.
False start.
So now just slightly worse field position for Sequoia. again, got to get something going now.
So 1st and 15, Luke Ryan trying to bounce it outside, and only 2. Hornets are keeping up and staying in it. A gain of 4, I should say. Second and 11. Gilbreath with Ryan in the backfield. Wyatt Mullins, the fullback. It's a pass from Gilbreath. Throws it out there, and Weeks can't reach it.
And that was just an inaccurate pass by Jake. He had Mason in the middle of the field again, open, and Mason slipped. Mason slipped. So that is not on Jake, actually. My apologies.
This is new turf here in Venita. I think they got it last year. Now the Hornet fans making some noise, and the Eagles in danger of their 4th straight 3-and-out. Still no first downs this half. Gilbreath back to pass. It's a quick screen out to Weeks. He's got it, getting a block from Mullins, and he dives forward, but it's going to be 4th and 1.
Yeah, again, that's a good play call to get Weeks involved in the screen, and a good job blocking. Weeks just unable to get enough open space. So now 4th and 1, and kind of know the Eagles are going to go for it here.
Yeah, 4th and 2.
Or 4th and 2, yes.
And Venita home crowd making some noise. Eagles probably going to try to draw them offside with their shift. They do try. Venita doesn't flinch. They fake the snap, and there's a first down for the Eagles. Their first of the half.
Venita got so excited they didn't move on the shift, and then they did one more quick
hard count.
The hard count, and Venita, the entire team almost just was like, let's go get him, boys. And
that is Venita's first penalty tonight, but that is some of the biggest 5 yards of the game.
Yes.
Luke Ryan up the middle, gets 4. That just has to be such a relief for the Eagles, just being able to move the chains.
Yeah. I mean, you talk about new life for the Eagles. And at the same time, so deflating for Venita, the emotions for not falling for it and then falling for it.
And Mason Weeks not in the game. It's Jason Smart at receiver at the top. Here's Luke Ryan trying to find a hole. Gets 1 yard. And it'll be 3rd and 5.
So another key 3rd down. They're still digging people out of the pile here. Everybody dogpiling on top of each other. But yeah, another huge 3rd down. I really don't think Venita's going to fall for it again, as they do actually give him a yard. But what do you got here if you're the Eagles offense?
Gilbreath and Ryan. Gilbreath back to pass, launching it for Mason Weeks, and it's too tall. The Eagles will probably have to punt now, I would think, on 4th and 5.
Yeah,
but they are on the Venita 47-yard line.
Yeah, I do think you have to punt. Play the field position game. You are still ahead. Your defense has played relatively well.
Just a couple of big plays have not been kind to the Eagles.
Yeah, relatively well throughout the game, but they've just been on the field a lot this half.
Gunnar Allison runs on late, and the Eagles are forced to take a timeout. And that could be critical in this close of a game, having to take a timeout on just an execution. But during this timeout, we want to remind everybody that Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is the region's sports medicine authority and the official orthopedic and sports medicine provider for Sequoia Public Schools. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is focused on providing you with the personalized orthopedic care you deserve for the area's best teams and the athlete in all of us. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is the region's sports medicine authority. And Eagle fans, support your favorite school with a card that donates to Sequoia Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU has donated more than $20,000 so far, so stop by your local Claymore branch and get your Eagle card today. Terms and conditions may apply with approved credit.
Sequoia has shot themselves in the foot so much this year.
And this Hornet sideline begging their home crowd to make some noise. They did hit Logan Townsend on one of their punts in the third quarter. They don't come after it. They try to set up the return. There won't be a return.
Oh, another amazing punt.
Down inside the 5, Zayden Nolan was faking like he was going to run towards it and try to get on it, but it's Braxton Watkins able to literally dive on it, because you can see Nolan there looking like he's going to try to get it and make something happen. But a great punt for Sequoia, as Venita is going to have to start at the 7-yard line.
Yeah, I'd say that is a pretty heads-up play by Watkins, because you never know. There is nobody on that side. So if he doesn't get that ball and Nolan does take it.
That's a great effort play.
Yes, yeah. And this is actually his first week back from injury.
Yes, he didn't play last week against Manford due to a knee injury. It's a handoff to Vargas. And he gets 3. That's good if you're the Eagles. He's averaging 9 yards a carry. That actually brings his average down by nearly a full yard.
Actually give him 4 on it. But yeah, this Venita crowd is into it, and the Eagles have got to do something to get him out.
Vargas again, and this time a flag flies. That one I think might be a face mask. No gain on the play. Yes, a face mask. So that'll be 15 yards added to the end of the run, which the run was 0, so make it a run of 15 in the stat book. And that's just another Eagles penalty. They now have 6 for 60 yards with only 3 in the first half.
Yeah, the inexperience on this Eagles team. We had so many seniors graduate last year. A lot of these guys are first-time starters, and it has shown up so much.
So a free 1st and 10. Tanner's back to pass. He's got Nolan open, and it is through the hands of Weeks and Nolan. Weeks' helmet comes off at the end of the play. And they're going to make Mason Weeks come out of the game. Weeks in great position there that time.
Yeah, and that's just a good job playing defense, although the receiver did rip his helmet off. I'm surprised the refs didn't call anything on that.
Well, with how far downfield he was, they may not have been able to see it. So now Bryson Nichols is the corner on this near side, and it is Jason Smart, the corner, matched up with, I think, DJ Smith on that far side. It's a handoff to Vargas. Makes a cut on Wyatt Mullins, and he's got a first down, and he's ripped down by Bryson Nichols, and Luke Rhines grabbing at his knee again.
Yeah, and, oh, man, Mullins got faked out of his shoes by Vargas.
That's a gain of 20 by Vargas. This time it's Vargas again. Stays on his feet, keeps turning for close to another first down. And they give him the first. A gain of 10.
This is
150 yards now for Colby Vargas. And these Eagles, we've seen it all year, they just get so gassed in these second halves. Vargas again, up the middle again. breaking tackles again and gets 5 more.
Yeah, like you said, Britton, this Eagles team, I don't know what it is about these second halves, but it's just they can't sustain whatever they're doing in the first half. And you're starting to see the missed tackles, the missing gap assignments, the getting fooled. It's showing up so much in the second half.
Here's Jamison Williams hitting the backfield, keeps churning his legs, spinning free. Bryson Nichols just trying to drag him down. It's a first down. Six or 7 yards actually for Jamison Williams. That's only his 5th carry tonight. Excuse me, a gain of 10. Williams again, that time tripped up for only a minimal gain of 3.
Yes, this Eagles defense needs something to go right. I mean, it's just been...
They have forced 2 turnovers, a fumble and an interception, but everything has just been leaning Venita's way this second half. Williams again, no, Tanner on the keeper, needs a block, gets a block, and runs out of bounds. And we were talking at halftime where it seems like they've had open cutback lanes, but instead they bounce it to the outside, because I think if he cuts it inside right here, he scores.
That might be a touchdown. It all depends on if Lyric Prater was able to get to him or not. But yeah, these I think at this point it's just the Eagles defense's confidence is so low. I mean, things start going wrong and they just keep going wrong.
Vargas staying on his feet, keeps churning, reaching for the end zone, and he's struck down at the 2. 6 more yards for Colby Vargas. And he comes to the sideline. He's probably gassed too. 17 carries for a $163, 9.5 yards a carry. Jamison Williams now with Trey Tanner. It is Tanner on the keeper, met by Wyatt Mullins in the backfield. Logan Townsend and Mullins wrap up, and the play is blown dead, and I think that'll be a loss. That is a loss of 3. So the Eagles bowing up a little bit. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 5. If you're Venita, is this 4-down territory?
Oh, absolutely. I think with only 4.5 minutes left in this game.
Now they have a fullback in for Jamison Williams to be able to run behind. Tanner takes a snap and hands it to Williams, and he's going to fight forward and churn his legs into the end zone, and we are an extra point away from a tie game. The Hornets come all the way back. A 21 to halftime lead evaporated.
Yeah, just he was caught in the backfield. Nobody can get him to the ground. I just don't know. What can you say? This Eagles run defense is just so bad in these second halves. All game last game, but it shows back up, and they can't tackle anything.
They gave up 150 in the first half last week. Oh, that was almost blocked by Logan Townsend. That would have been huge, and we've seen the Eagles block multiple extra points this year. They almost got to another one. You can see Logan Townsend just barely, and he knew it. You can see him.
This game has completely turned on its head.
I guess a saving grace for the Eagles is now with only 4 minutes left. If you're able, you had the best drive of your second half the last time you had the ball. Before that, it was 3 straight 3-and-outs. They haven't really done anything, and they haven't really been as aggressive in the second half, but now is the time if you're going to try to do anything, and with only 4 minutes left, you might be able to run some of this clock down and get it to where maybe even if you kick a field goal, maybe Venita doesn't have enough time to get all the way down into the end zone.
And that's got to be what they're hoping to do right now. Is that going to go out of bounds?
Again.
Yep.
Gunnar Allison very content to just let that one fly out of bounds. And if you're Venita, why not?
The Eagles haven't shown you anything different. Like, why risk a return that might get them better field position than just kicking it out of bounds at this point, because the Eagles haven't been able to move the ball hardly.
Venita's up to 323 rushing or total yards, 227 of them on the ground. Eagles 247 total yards, 170 of them running the rock.
This game's literally complete, like a mirror image. This second half has been from the first half.
It's Bryson Nichols with Jake Gilbreath, and it is Nichols looking for a block from Gilbreath, trying to get the edge, and he'll get about 5, maybe 4. One of the keys to the game, Dakota, was stay ahead of the sticks. Sequoia just hasn't done that in this second half, and now there's an injured Hornet. Braxton Watkins for the Eagles also maybe grabbing something there. But that's number 7. That is Colby Vargas. That is a huge loss for Venita if he can't go. 160 yards on the ground. Clearly their best player tonight. If he can't go, if Venita gets the ball back in a tie game, that is critical for the Hornets.
However, I do want to say Jamison Williams hasn't been a slouch either the second half. I mean, he has also been great. I mean, he's their big back, and the Eagles have not been able to contain big backs all year.
Well, I mean, his longest run is only 10 yards tonight. He's got runs of 5, 1, lost a yard, lost 2 yards, and then 10, 3, and 5 for only 21 yards for 3 yards a carry. That's all Jamison Williams has done, but they haven't given him the rock because they haven't needed him to. Colby Vargas, 17 carries, $162, 9.5 yards a carry. Like, I don't. Why would you give it to him?
Yeah, but I mean, late in this game, again, as gassed as you see the Eagles have been, they had a hard time taking him down once they got to the goal line. Obviously, he's the one that ran it in for the touchdown. But yeah, I mean, Vargas, if he can't go, then that is huge, as he is being helped off the field now, not putting any weight on either leg. That's not a good sign.
I don't know if I've ever seen somebody not put any weight on either leg.
Now he's a little bit on his left leg, but that right leg he is keeping up off the ground.
We wish him the best and hope that it's not a serious injury, because, I mean, he clearly deserves, I mean, if we could give the Player of the Game award to an opposing player, he's been the best player on the field tonight. And also credit the offensive line for Venita.
Oh, absolutely. They have, this second half especially, opened up the lanes for him. Now Logan Townsend breaks it off the left side. A little bit of a switch up on that little spinning misdirection play that the Eagles will run sometimes. Yeah, Townsend off the left side, able to get a good gain of 9.
No, they only gave him...
Or no, excuse me.
A gain of, I guess, 5, but it is 3rd and 1. And it is Townsend again, and he's dropped right at the line, but I think this time, he's got it. And he does. Big for Sequoia, and I mean, that's a terrible blow for Venita, and you have to think some of their confidence, especially now on defense with Vargas being out. Now you have a second-string linebacker in.
Yeah, it's either going to be their confidence really shot now or rally behind their teammate.
Bryson Nichols straight up the gut, fighting, and gets 8 yards. And now the Eagles pretty content to just let this clock run. We've seen Logan Townsend make a 42-yard field goal last year. He hit 3 field goals in the 24 season. And so now with 2:40 to go, I mean, you'd only need about another 30 yards before you feel confident in a field goal.
Yeah, I'd say so. And the Eagles doing a really good job moving the ball on this drive.
I thought that might have been a false start, but here's Bryson Nichols, and he'll get the first down. And it's 5 more on the ground for Bryson Nichols.
Eagles showing something they haven't shown us at all this second half, and that's great.
And I think this game is the most spread out and evenly distributed we've seen the running backs. Jake Gilbreath and Bryson Nichols have 11 carries, and Luke Ryan has 10. Which for the 3 main ball carriers for Sequoia, I mean, that's as evenly distributed as we've seen this season.
And there's going to be a timeout for Sequoia. Is that their second?
That is their second timeout with just under 2 to go.
And this has been the drive that the Eagles have needed. They are running clock now, or they've been able to run clock now, and they didn't go 3 and out, so that's key. So, yeah, you get it down to around the 20-yard line, I'd imagine, to really feel good about a field goal. You can get down there in 1:54.
He's hit a 42-yarder. If you get it down to the 20, that's a 37-yard field goal. So he's hit it from the 25-yard line before, but I believe that was probably a career long. There is no wind.
I think they would feel way more comfortable getting it from the 20 or in.
Absolutely. I mean, you would love to score a touchdown with as little time as possible, but we've seen a few big runs, a couple runs of 22 yards by Bryson Nichols, and a few, 11, 12, 13-yard plays here and there.
This is for sure the most explosive this Eagles offense has been, but we don't think that's going to happen consistently.
Here's a shift, trying to get some free yards. Nichols hands to Logan Townsend, spinning, holding onto the ball, and got 2. And if the Eagles were thinking field goal here, you would think they wouldn't run Logan Townsend, and now Venita will take a timeout.
Yeah, I don't, because you want Logan's legs as strong as they can be for sure. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting, and I think a good timeout for Venita too.
Absolutely, you got to try to save as much time as possible for you, and then plus, I mean, they're still working on Kobe Vargas down here on the near sideline, but not only are you trying to just save some time so you can try to go down and get a score, but you're trying to get him back into the game.
Yeah, if you can, for sure. And then also the fact that they held them to 2 on that first down run, that's behind the chains, And so, if you're Venita this time out, regroup and try and stop them for another short game.
And Vargas, I don't think he's going to be able to go. He still cannot put any weight on it, and he is frustrated about it. He just tried to take a couple of steps and had to immediately sit back down, slamming on the bench. One of his coaches or maybe an athletic trainer there trying to console him. But, I mean, you can see Dakota. I mean, here, watch here. I know you guys at home can't see him, but, I mean, he is limping hard. Gilbert back to pass, fakes the screen to Weeks. He's got an open receiver. It's Logan Townsend. He's got it! Logan Townsend's got it! Touchdown, Sequoia! Touchdown, Sequoia! Logan Townsend takes it 40 yards! How did he do that?
How did he do that? How did Jake do that? Look at this throw, if we could get a replay here.
Well,
oh my goodness, look at this throw!
Carson Osborne went for the pick and he missed.
And then Tanner was back there. He couldn't get to it either. And Townsend with the concentration. Unbelievable.
And now, I mean, you got to be careful not to be too amped up on the extra point attempt.
And
that one is blocked. And you can't return it.
Oh, no.
That's huge.
Oh, no. Oh, this is up to the Eagles defense now. With 1:33, though, how many timeouts does Venita have? 1. Venita, 1 timeout. they can't run the ball like they had been. They just can't. I know they run a hurry-up offense, but you can't rely on the running game. And the Eagles have done a pretty good job with the passing game.
Well, we're going to take a look at that touchdown again one more time from our ground angle. Check this out. I don't know how he threaded that needle.
Yeah, there's absolutely, like, Jake, and again, he breaks his personal best he set last week in yards. I mean, he's up to 125 now. I mean, he is playing such a great game. And, but again, that blocked extra point's going to be huge.
And now, after getting that extra point blocked, here is Logan Townsend to kick off for Sequoia. I don't know. The way the defense has been playing, I mean, now they don't have Vargas, but still they go for the sky ball. And did he fair catch that, or did they just blow the whistle?
Nah, he fair caught that, but I don't understand that kick. Kick it further downfield.
I mean, I guess you're trying to keep it away from Nolan or Smith or anyone from Venita. That's actually, kind of been able to expose some of the plays, because I would imagine I know Sequoia tries to rotate in some of their younger guys, and I believe they usually do that on the kickoff and kickoff return teams.
I don't know. It's just like I would want to as far back as possible, and I don't know but we'll see. We'll see if this pays off.
91 seconds. The Eagles just need to hold on. Tanner fakes the screen. He's throwing it to Smith. He's got him!
No, incomplete! Incomplete! He dropped it when he went to the ground on top of Weeks.
Wow. That fooled me. You see, he just ran straight past everyone in the defense. What a great route. And, yeah, that ball came out at the end. I mean, great on the spot there from the referee, but, man, from our angle and everyone in the stands, heart kind of dropped a little bit there.
I'm sure everybody on the Eagles side saw it hit the ground, though.
And clock stops, so that's a good thing for Venita. Bryson Nichols, Lyric Crater, and Mason Weeks in your secondary. Now a toss play, met in the backfield, can't be wrapped up by Logan Townsend, headed for the corner, a big hit, laid the boom by Mason Weeks. And that's going to keep the clock running.
Yeah, good job by Weeks and Luke Ryan to get him up in them before he went out of bounds, And, yeah, clock running there, hurrying up now. And the ball's on the ground!
Tanner just has to fall on it back at the 40. That's a loss of 5.
Oh, my goodness.
The clock is still running. We're down under 50 seconds. And now a timeout by Venita. 46 seconds on the clock. The Eagles desperate to hang on. 46 seconds from someone winning the first district game of 2025. And this has been a thriller.
Yes.
The Eagles let go of a 21-0 lead. Venita somehow just magically turned it on in the second half. Sequoia couldn't do anything on offense, and then somehow they ripped off a 40-yard touchdown pass, the longest touchdown pass of the season. And that coming right off of a long drive from Venita on the Jamison Williams touchdown run, 11-play drive.
Yeah, capped it off with a 5-yard touchdown run, and we were kind of up here just thinking, oh no, what's going to happen? Again, that miracle pass from Jake Gilbreath. And
Colby Vargas, we now see on crutches. We wish him the best in a speedy recovery. There's another injured Venita Hornet that I couldn't see who it was. He's got his pads off, but Vargas still has his on. Trey Tanner running out to the right. It's 4th and 6. They got to get something to happen. Kessler Austin can't get him down. He's back at the 20. He chunks it downfield, and that is going to be a first down. It's caught. Zayden Nolan. What a play.
There's a penalty. There's a penalty.
Let's see. That's either going to be a hold on Venita.
Oh, no for Venita, but oh, my goodness, what a break for Sequoia.
That was 4th and 6 from the 40-yard line. Trey Tanner ran 20 yards back and was able to somehow get it complete to Zayden Nolan.
A great job by Nolan keeping his feet in bounds, but it doesn't matter. There's a hold and they have to do it again.
Only the second penalty the Hornets have committed tonight, but both of them have been huge.
Yes, because that first one was on the touchdown drive, was it not?
I believe so, but it was on a fourth down that gave Sequoia their first down of the second half, and at least gave them a little bit of life. So now, 36 seconds is what's on the clock. A timeout's going to be taken. Who's it by? It's by Sequoia.
Let's final.
Let's calm everything down. 4th and 16, final timeout. You just got to get one play, and you survive.
You know what I don't like here? Playing prevent. Do not play prevent defense. I understand playing back a little bit, but don't go into prevent.
Well, the Eagles have been playing a little bit of cover 3 with an 8-man box, just trying to stop the run game, and that's kind of led up some of those bigger pass plays.
Right. So what do you do here? I think you keep everybody on the sticks. Everybody at the sticks, and then you still got to put at least 7 in the box, I think. So just put 4 at the sticks. Play some kind of zone. I would think maybe like a really shallow cover 4 type coverage.
You just got to protect the sticks, really.
Really protect the sticks, but you also have to be aware of the run game too.
And before we start this 4th and 16 play, which could end the game, go ahead and like the stream, subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. And while you're at it, follow us on Instagram, X, and TikTok at SEQ1 Athletics. Here we go, 4th and 16, game on the line. Someone's going to go home, 1-0 in district play. Jamison Williams motioning out of the backfield. Trey Tanner takes the snap, looks to his right. Wyatt Mullins is there. He steps up. Jake Gilbreath got him! Jake Gilbreath ends the game! Gilbreath with his 3rd sack of the season!
You see there, great containment. Wyatt Mullins forces him upfield, and then Gilbreath able, look at this. They're looking for like the wheel or the little shallow post there, and Mullins forces him up the field. Jake calls game on offense and defense.
And now with only one timeout, no timeouts for Venita. Sequoia can just come out and kneel this ball down and go 1-0 in district play.
And the defense has been such maligned this year. They have won both of these games that Sequoia has won this year.
And just like the Kansas game, the defense gashed in the second half, but makes the plays needed whenever the game is on the line. And now just a run play. I'm not sure if the Eagles knew that they could just kneel it out. But Luke Ryan gets 3 yards, and that'll do it here in Venita. We'll take a look at some final stats here in just a minute. But the Eagles prevail. They blew a 21-0 lead, but made the plays when the game mattered in the crunch time. 27-21 the final tonight.
Unbelievable. What a game by the Eagles, and Jake Gilbreath, player of the game for sure. He setting a career high again in passing yards, but taking care of the football this time. No picks, no fumbles, and able to 3 touchdown passes. 3 touchdown passes for Jake Gilbreath. That was not on my bingo card. So Jake Gilbreath, and then with the game-ending sack to win the game. Unbelievable job by this entire, good perseverance by this entire Eagles team after giving up, like we said, that 21-0 lead from the first half, still being able to score 1 late touchdown and then end that drive. And a heartbreaking loss for Venita on their homecoming. But for the Eagles, that's back-to-back homecomings that they have spoiled this year.
Yeah, Kansas and now Venita. And also Inola is also Sequoia's going to try to play homecoming spoiler again. And now we're going to take a look at some final stats here real quick. 27-21 the final score. Jake Gilbert, another career high in passing yards with 125. Eagles get just under 200 yards on the ground. Still 6 penalties for 60 yards. You'd like to see some of that cleaned up. 229 rushing yards for Venita. Still a lot of work to do on the defense, but 2 penalties were massive.
Yeah, and then the 2 turnovers. We said, win the turnover battle and play more discipline. The discipline thing, again, got to work on it. But the turnovers, so 3 interceptions last week for Jake Gilbert. That didn't help in putting the defense on the field so often. No turnovers this time, and they were able to they didn't take advantage, per se, of Venita's turnovers, but with, like you said, the penalties for Venita, even though there were only 2, they were the biggest penalties of the game.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Reminder, subscribe to the channel, like the live stream, follow us on Instagram, X, and TikTok at SEQ1 Athletics. 27-21 the final score for our camera operators, Trinity Wishon and Aiden Cowan, our producer, Blake Matthews, and Dakota Jackson. I have been Britton Ross. Our next broadcast will be next Thursday, October 2nd, as the Sequoia varsity volleyball team takes on Metro Christian for their senior night. And then again, Sequoia will take on Jay next Friday in football, 7 p.m. kickoff time, 6:30 pregame show. They're at Inola next week.
No, they're at home at Jay next week.
Home against Jay next week. Excuse me. Getting a little bit of ahead of myself. It's been an exciting game. And, we will see you then on Thursday when varsity volleyball takes on Metro Christian. We'll see you then.